Have you ever had an argument with someone and thought you were absolutely right, only to walk away and ask yourself, wait a minute, was I the asshole? Well, that's where Reddit comes in. So join me each day as we read through the top Am I the Asshole post and ask the question, was this person indeed the asshole or not? As always, leave your opinion in the comments below and let me know if you agree or disagree with my take on it. Let's get started. Okay, so what is one of the hot topics on Reddit today for Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for taking my daughter to the hairdressers to have her hair cut against my wife's wishes? I, 45-year-old male, have a daughter, Lily, who's 14. Me and my wife, Marie, she's 43, have been separated for over 5 years now and have split custody over Lily. However, she prefers to stay with me. Okay, so daddy's girl, nothing wrong with that. I'm not sure if it is cultural, but my wife and her family have always insisted on Lily to let her hair grow out, as they believe the longer your hair is, the more feminine you are, and they always took pride in how long their own hair is. Lily followed as she didn't want to cause a scene. Lily's hair is growing past her thighs. Yikes. Okay. That's that's long. Sorry, I was just thinking like with hair that long, going to the toilet must be a nightmare. I wouldn't know. So, Lily was staying with me last weekend, and when I was about to go to bed, I saw her crying while brushing her hair. I have asked what is wrong, and it felt as if Lily was having a breakdown. She started to cry harder and told me how much she hates her hair, that it takes her hours each day to brush through due to how thick it is and how hot and tired it makes her feel. I'm going to stop for a minute. Subject verb agreement. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Countable versus non countable. There we go. Um, Hair in this situation would be non countable typically, so I would say it. You keep saying them and using the incorrect verb, subject verb agreement. It's driving me a little crazy here, but that's just me nitpicking as a teacher. Sorry, back on topic. I'm not even mentioning styling them. It. She also told me how she wants to dye it, but Marie would not let her do this as it would ruin her hair and is a bad taste. I have hugged her and told her not to worry, and I will think of something. I have called my sister and explained the situation to her. She organized an appointment for the next day with her hairstylist to look at Lily's hair and do something with it. The next day, I took Lily to the hair salon where she had her hair cut, and she chose a long bob, I guess is here. So her hair is. I'm sorry. I know I'm being, maybe some of you guys think I'm being an asshole here myself, but it's driving me a bit up the wall because it's just so distracting for me. But again, that's an issue with me as a teacher. There's that constant countable, non countable issue with hair. Uh, so I took Lily to a hair salon where she had her hair cut, and her hair is now just about reaching her shoulders with the rest of her hair being donated. She also had some highlights done, which made Lily super happy. Of course, she's 14. She wants to be stylish. That's normal. When Lily got home, Marie called me immediately and said, I'm an asshole, and what have I done to our daughter? She and her whole family started berating me for it and making horrible comments about Lily. So she ended up coming back to me and staying with me. Marie took it to social media saying I'm a horrible father and I have stripped my daughter of her womanhood and femininity. Even my parents called me about it and said I shouldn't have taken Lily without discussing it, taken Lily to the hairdresser without discussing it first with Marie. Okay, let's put the subject verb agreements and the countable and non countable issue aside because that was driving me a bit up the wall. Again, I know most of you guys don't care, just a me thing. But in this situation, nah, you're not the asshole. I mean, look, should you have talked about it with the mother? Yeah, that probably would have been the best choice. You know, it would have been a good thing to do. But most likely she would have disagreed as well because obviously she and her family have an issue with this with women having short hair. It's odd. I don't know what culture that's from actually because I've lived in a few different places and I've lived in Japan, Mexico, you know, Vietnam now, China. I've never heard of that before, so I'm curious as to which culture it is. I'll Google it later and find out about it. But no, you're not the asshole. Look, your daughter, she's 14. It's her hair. If she wants to shave it off, she can shave it off. I mean, it's not something that's permanent. Now, for something that's permanent, like tattoos, of course, no, hell no. Talk to your wife about that and say no to your daughter because she's 14 in that situation. But hair is not permanent unless you're losing it. Um, so in that situation, you're definitely not the asshole. I would say your wife is the asshole and her family. I mean, if your daughter wants to spend more time with you than her parents, than her mother and that family, and then as soon as she goes over there with her new haircut, and they start berating her and talking down to her and making her feel bad, and she immediately wants to come back to you, they are clearly a problem. They are clearly the problem here. They are dicks, and they sound to be emotionally abusive. And the fact that your wife is going on social media and making it public before you made it public here, well, here you are, I guess, mostly anonymous, perhaps. I'm guessing you probably don't have your real information here. So I'm making the assumption that, you're anonymous on Reddit. But if your wife is going on social media, that's probably not anonymous. So she's publicly bashing you to people that know you, to her daughter's friends, to your social circles. That's horrible. No one should do that to their partner, even their ex-partner, or the parent of their child. That should never be done. So I would say your wife is toxic. She's an asshole. Your daughter should probably spend as little time there as possible. That whole side of the family seems a bit nutty or terrible because of how they are berating Lily. I mean, making horrible comments to a 14-year-old, that is lifelong damage. Kids at that age, you say any one thing to them, it's going to stick with them for years. So they are causing her long-term damage by them being so insulting to her. So no, I think in this situation you did the right thing. And honestly, in this situation, I would say invite Lily to spend as much time in your home as possible. I'm sure you're probably already doing that. And maybe even take it a step further and try to push for maybe having even more custody of her. Because it sounds like with the mother side of the family, she's not going to have an emotionally supportive upbringing. And yeah, not the asshole. Let's see what the comments say. I have stripped my daughter out of her womanhood and femininity. They are more concerned about what other people think than what's going on with the daughter. Yeah, you're not the asshole. I agree with this poster. They harass and public shame when they don't get their way. Exactly. Uh, my first thought was this sounds like he took her virginity. Uh, but talking to this to the SM, not sure about this, but with those words seems to be implying things other than her hair. Not the asshole father. You win all the fatherhood points this week. I hope all of your parenting decisions can be this quickly resolved. Okay. Yeah. Not the asshole hero. Not the asshole. Yeah. Again, not the asshole. Great. Glad I'm not the lonely island here, though some people may disagree with my assessment about trying to get more custody of the daughter and take her away from the mother side of the family. But yeah, not the asshole. The mother here is clearly, look, I'm going to say something that's going to be a little bit of a hot button here, but I honestly don't care that much about culture in general. Whenever I move someplace, I do try to be respectful of the culture and adhere to it. But at the same time, I'm not going to, for example, be like, oh my God, I'm here. I have to follow every aspect of the culture and respect everything about the culture. No. I feel like if something is causing harm, then even if it's a culturally important thing, I'm not on board with it. Like, foot binding 100 years ago. I mean, that was deforming people's feet, but that was part of a culture. Should I be on board with that? Nah, not going to be on board with that. So when people say, but it's the culture, I never care about that. It doesn't matter to me. Uh, all I care about is, are people happy or are they not happy? And your daughter in this situation, the daughter in this situation was obviously unhappy. So culture be damned. If she wants her hair cut, she's a 14-year-old girl, she can cut it. She can stylize it. She can shave it off. She can dye it purple, whatever. Who cares? Um, I think if your culture says it's okay to demean your daughter, to publicly humiliate people, to talk down to people in that way, but that they have to have long hair, um, I'm not on board with that. Sorry. I know some people will dislike me for saying that. Don't care. But that's my take. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. And yeah, see you guys next time. Have a great day.